In 2007, the Duke of Wales individually intervened in a recent minute bid to halt the selling of Dumfries Building, a Majestic Ayrshire household in a gem gallery of Chippendale furnishings. He requested to halt the building and its table of contents creature separate and sold off by their later proprietor, the Marquis of Bute. He outlined how deceased in the day it was, expressive a 2012 ITV document shot at Dumfries Building. You aware the furniture were all in packaging cases, all in freight transport, all, the tag on, it was all downward down there. We stopped them. The freight transport were stopped at 1 o'clock in the night on the highway in Cumbria, on the way to Christie's, and rotated about and came behind. The recent minute cost for the building and its perspectives was £45 metre. Yet, the efforts of the Duke of Wales to lift how some charities bring down brief. In procedure to pin the space, the Duke's charities basis adopted £20 metre. The lending was provided on earth neighbouring, that Duke Charles was sure his basis could evolve. The schedule was to rotate it in a pattern countryside related to Poundbury in Dorset, to be named Knockroon. The expect was how revenue of the city and travel would supporting the property and assist to recover the neighboring region. Later came the 2008 finance crash. By 2009 the importance of the earth, following planner permit was given, was hardly £9 metre, far less than rather than the basis owed, setting the lending in adverse justice. The Duke, or the Grand Duke of Rothesay as he is formally noble in Scotland, said ITV it was a enormous worry about, you aware you wake up in the medium of the overnight thought assist. Cost possessing made the factual transactions, later a year after or 2 year after the lower bring down out of the marketplace didn't it? Night the importance of all went order downward. The basis had to pay a high concern bet, depleting cash off of some charity causes. To get out of the finance opening, the Duke's charities basis had to pay downward the obligation. It controlled to lift £5 metre of individual donors. One of the basis's donors at the period was Ruben Vardanyan, a Ruski investment banker of Armenia. In 2013, the Duke of Wales pay a king trip to Armenia, meet Mr. Vardanyan at the city of Diligen wherever the investment banker and philanthropic was installation up a school. An prospect of 65 plane trees at the school would be mentioned Duke Charles Avenue. On to Mr. Vardanyan's charities. In 2013 he and his woman were requested to collect a team of sponsors to foundation the reconstruction of a workdown farmer house close the property's western entry, to be an prestigious visitor building. The donors, who turned on a quantity of rich associates of Vardanyan's, would foundation the create of 16 opulence visitor rooms at one fender of the visitor building, to be named Dumfries Building Gatehouse. An yearly overview by Mr. Vardanyan's Armenian school boasted of a 10-year association among the school and Dumfries Building, that would as well enable Armenian students to research at Dumfries Building each year. In 2014, the compliment was refundable. Donors were guest to a king admission at Dumfries Building, wherever Duke Charles met a deputation led by Mr. Vardanyan. The renewed fender of Dumfries Building Gatehouse, previous named as the Power Line House, would be renamed the Diligen House. An invest banking led by Mr. Vardanyan controlled a web of offshore companies driving billions out of Russia. Mr. Vardanyan has firmly rejected knowledge of any penal operation. His lawyers said he was not implicated in the operative, control or activities of the riches control arm of Trio Dialogue Team, and how he has ever acted in a translucent path. A representative for Clarence Building told the Duke of Wales's charities work alone of the Duke by himself in relationship to all decisions about fundraiser. A representative for the Duke of Wales charity basis and the Dumfries Building Confidence said the charities use strong due zeal processes. In the instance of the examples allocated, no red flags arose for those processes.